So I am Robert Roth on the behalf of the AV crew, and doing my editorial duty, I did some research on you for this interview, so I would like to go over some of those.
I'm honored. Yes. What can I do to help?
Before we get started, would you like to announce yourself to the audience?
My name is Dr. Cleo Wadley. I'm the proud principal of Pine Tree High School.
Great. Okay, so first things first, I've learned through your biography on your page that you actually went to a fraternity, specifically Alpha Phi Alpha.
Yeah.
I've read about it a bit, humanitarian. Would you like to divulge some information of your time?
Yeah, sure. So Alpha Phi Alpha is the America's first black fraternity. It was founded in 1906 by 7 men at Cornell University who felt like there was no other means of doing social action in their community and a kind of social affiliation for black men in such a prestigious place other than coming together. And they formed the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. It is real to do that. And so we have a legacy of community service since 1906. There are a lot of different service projects that we do nationally. One of them is called A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, where we encourage people to be registered to vote and actively participate in our government. Another one is called Go to High School, Go to College, where we encourage young men to, after you finish high school, to go to college one day. And another one we have is called Project Alpha. And that project is about teaching young men responsibility when it comes to being in relationships and fatherhood. And so I actively work in the organization. I pledged in 1994 when I was in, 1992 when I was in college and became a member. I've been a member ever since. I'm currently active in our local chapter. That door does that. Currently active in our local chapter here in Longview, in which I'm the correspondent secretary. And so I lead a lot of initiatives and projects there doing that. So glad to serve.
Very fitting for the month of February.
Yeah, no doubt. Didn't think of it that way. Very insightful.
So I also read that you were, or at least at the time of you writing the biography, that you are a doctoral candidate at Stephen F. Austin State University.
Well, it's time to update that because I'm now officially no longer a doctoral candidate. I'm a doctor now. I'm a full-fledged doctor now. I got my doctorate, finished defending my dissertation this summer in July, and I am officially Dr. Wadley, no longer a doctoral candidate. So thank you for reminding me about that. I need to update the website on that.
Yeah. Speaking of that, do you still work for the FLRCC?
Yeah, so that's an organization that I started working with when I was in Houston before I came here, and I sit on the board of directors for that as the vice president. And what we do is we help families and children. So we do a lot about connecting family and children to resources in the community. So one thing we did was we would have an annual right before school start backpack drive, where we have parents come up. We do workshops on like parenting skills and how to connect with your school and interact with the school. And then also we gave out a backpack with a bunch of school supplies in it. So we just do a bunch of activities and things like that to serve the community. And so I'm still active from there from a distance. So, thanks to Zoom and virtual meetings and Google Meets, I'm able to still stay connected with the organization and work with them.
All right. Next one is Longview Teen Court. So specifically, I want to inquire on how you got the position.
Yeah, so first let me talk a little bit, take this time to promote and talk a little bit about Longview Teen Court. So Longview Teen Court, and I sit on the board of directors for that as well, is a nonprofit organization whose whole goal is to keep young people out of the criminal justice system. Because a lot of times our young people, being young and make poor choices, which young people sometimes do, I know I did, make poor choices and end up in the criminal justice system. Maybe having alcohol or beer, alcohol or drugs, minor possession, things of that nature, and it starts them on a road to the criminal justice system. What Teen Court does is give an alternative, where if you come to Teen Court and serve either as a juror or make your case to other teenagers that are in the jury, then you're assigned community service hours. And if you successfully complete those community service hours, then your record is expunged and it disappears like it never happened. So that means you no longer have a criminal record on file, and you can move around and hopefully learn from the error of your ways to make better decisions. So I think it's an excellent program, and it has a great goal and vision. I got in it because a fellow colleague of mine, Dr. Adams, who's the principal at Pace, she sat on the board of directors and she recruited me to sit on the board of directors. And I'm glad she did because we do some great work on that board.
Very inspirational. Would you like to divulge any other achievements?
Yeah, sure. So another board I sit on is East Texas CASA, so I'll take some time to promote them as well. I sit on that board here just as a member. And East Texas CASA is an advocacy group for kids in the foster care system. So what we do is make sure that kids who, say for example, they've been in an abusive home and they've been removed, or they're in a case where they're in the custody of the state and the parent has supervised visits, we advocate for kids in court, in the courtroom for those kind of situations and cases. So very important work. There's a lot of needs out there. There's a lot of kids that are in neglected homes, that are in homes that probably aren't the best, and we try to reunify and work to reunify, make the parent better so they can be a better parent to the kid, so the kid has a safe place to go to. And so that's a lot of the work that East Texas CASA does. Another you call achievement is that I'm proud to say that I am the first Black principal at Pine Tree High School in its 175-year history. I'm honored by that achievement, and I try to represent very well because I know there are a lot of eyes on me, and I think it's important that I always function in a way that honors that distinction as well. And it's a privilege to be in a position of that nature, and I try to make sure I honor that everything I do and every decision that I make. So it's great to be here. I love Pine Tree. It's a great place to be, and like I said before, it's an honor to serve.
All right, that's all the questions I have for today. Thank you for having my time here.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. I always enjoy working with you.
Cleo Wadley.